Imagine being a tiny landlocked country surrounded by powerful empires, with nothing but mountains and no natural resources. By all logic, you should be poor and forgotten. But you're not. You're Switzerland, one of the richest countries on Earth. How did a nation with so little become the world's bank? It's a story of turning weakness into strength and moral ambiguity into wealth. Today, we're breaking down the 6 pillars of Swiss wealth. Welcome to the vault. Long before Switzerland became synonymous with chocolate, luxury watches, and pristine mountain landscapes, its most valuable export was something far more controversial: violence. For centuries, the Swiss were renowned not for their neutrality, but for their willingness to fight, specifically as mercenaries for hire, across Europe. The rugged terrain of the Swiss Alps produced tough, disciplined young men, and the cantons, Switzerland's fiercely independent regions, turned this human resource into a profitable business. Swiss mercenary companies marched under foreign banners, fighting in the armies of France, Spain, the Papal States, and beyond. Their reputation for loyalty and ferocity made them highly sought after by kings and popes alike. These soldiers of fortune didn't just bring back tales of distant battles, they returned with gold, silver, and spoils of war, wealth that poured into the valleys and villages of Switzerland. The steady flow of mercenary wages and loot transformed the local economy, injecting much-needed capital into a land that was otherwise poor in natural resources. This influx of money laid the groundwork for Switzerland's first banks. Families who had managed the risks of war now managed the risks of finance. They understood the value of secrecy, the importance of trust, and the power of international connections, skills honed on the battlefield, and now applied to banking. As the era of mercenary armies faded and the world changed, the Swiss adapted. They shifted from selling swords to selling financial services, transforming their reputation from warriors for hire to guardians of wealth. The discipline, organization, and discretion that once defined their soldiers became the hallmarks of Swiss banking. Even today, echoes of this martial past remain. The Swiss Guard still protects the Vatican, a living symbol of the country's mercenary legacy. And the values of discipline and discretion, once essential on the battlefield, now underpin the world's most famous banking system. The blood money of Europe was laundered into capital, and that capital built the foundations of the modern Swiss state. The wealth earned in foreign wars helped finance roads, schools, and the institutions that would define Switzerland for centuries to come. In the end, the story of Switzerland is one of transformation. The mercenary became the banker, and the battlefield became the vault. From blood and iron to gold and secrecy, Switzerland's journey is a testament to the power of reinvention. With capital flowing in, Switzerland needed a new-edge secrecy. In the 1930s, Swiss banking secrecy became law, making it a crime to reveal client information. This turned Swiss banks into fortresses of anonymity, attracting dictators, tax evaders, and anyone with something to hide. The world's elite flocked to Zurich and Geneva, paying handsomely for silence. This secrecy fueled the Swiss economy, keeping the franc strong and funding world-class infrastructure. For decades, Switzerland defended the secrecy as privacy, but it was really about profit. The promise was simple: your secrets are safe here, and the world paid for it. Tucked away in the heart of Europe, Switzerland is a country defined as much by its dramatic geography as by its ingenuity. Landlocked and resource-poor, Switzerland couldn't compete on bulk exports. With no access to the sea and few natural resources to mine or harvest, the Swiss faced a unique challenge: how to thrive in a world where most nations built their wealth on abundant land, minerals, or easy trade routes. Their solution? Instead of trying to outproduce their neighbors in raw materials, the Swiss focused on high-value, low-weight goods, like watches, precision tools, and pharmaceuticals. These products could be transported easily across mountains and borders, and their value far outweighed their size or weight. This was a deliberate pivot, a national strategy born out of necessity and refined over generations. Swiss watchmaking, for example, became a global symbol of luxury and precision, packing immense value into tiny packages. Each watch is a marvel of engineering, representing centuries of accumulated expertise and relentless pursuit of perfection. The world came to associate the phrase "Swiss-made" with quality, reliability, and prestige. But this transformation didn't happen by accident. This strategy demanded skilled workers and constant innovation, so Switzerland invested heavily in education and R&D. Schools and universities became incubators for talent. While research labs pushed the boundaries of science and technology, the Swiss workforce became one of the most skilled and adaptable in the world. The result? A resilient economy built on niche, high-margin industries. Swiss companies lead in fields like medical technology, biotech, and advanced manufacturing, exporting products that command premium prices and are sought after worldwide. This focus on quality over quantity has made Switzerland's economy remarkably stable, even in turbulent times. The mountains that should have been a curse became a filter, forcing the Swiss to create value with their minds and hands. From artisan chocolate and cheese to cutting-edge pharmaceuticals, the Swiss learned to turn every limitation into an opportunity for excellence. They turned geographic disadvantage into economic gold, proving that innovation and determination can outweigh even the harshest natural barriers. A suitcase of Swiss watches can be worth more than a shipload of iron ore, a testament to the power of value creation. Switzerland sells what it can create, not what it can dig up. In doing so, it has become a model for how necessity, when met with creativity and resolve, can be transformed into lasting prosperity. Switzerland's pharmaceutical empire began with a little piracy. In the late 1800s, Swiss companies copied German chemical patents. Legally, since Switzerland had no patent laws, they reverse-engineered products, improved them, and built massive industrial bases before finally adopting patents. This pirate phase gave Swiss firms a head start, letting them invest in R&D and go legit. Pharmaceuticals became the new watches, high value, low weight, and recession-proof. The profits from companies like Roche and Novartis stabilized the economy and diversified Swiss wealth. Switzerland used piracy to build an innovation powerhouse. The pirate ship became a fleet of research vessels. Switzerland, a small country nestled in the heart of Europe, is a land with no oil wells, no sprawling mines, and no vast plantations. Yet, it stands as a global powerhouse in the world of commodity trading, a silent force shaping the flow of the world's most vital resources. What makes Switzerland so attractive to the world's biggest trading houses? Its long-standing neutrality, unmatched financial expertise, and famously low taxes have drawn giants like Glencore and Vitol to set up their headquarters here. These companies, some of the most influential in the global market, have found a safe haven in Swiss cities like Geneva and Zug. Inside these discreet offices, deals worth billions are negotiated every day. Traders monitor global markets around the clock, buying and selling oil, metals, grains, and more. The work is shrouded in secrecy, with much of the action hidden from public view, protected by Switzerland's strict privacy laws and business culture. Over time, Switzerland has become the world's middleman, brokering a third of all oil traded globally, and handling half of the world's coffee and sugar. Remarkably, the country doesn't produce these resources itself. Instead, it orchestrates their movement, connecting producers in distant lands with buyers across the globe. This invisible empire generates staggering wealth, fueling an entire ecosystem of finance, law, shipping, and logistics. Swiss banks, legal firms, and transport companies all thrive on the back of these trades, creating jobs and prosperity far beyond the trading floors. The Swiss don't need to own the oil fields, the mines, or the plantations. Their power lies in brokering the deals, connecting sellers and buyers, managing risk, and ensuring that contracts are honored. It's a business built on trust, reputation, and the ability to move quickly in a fast-changing world. This is capitalism in its purest form. Profit without production, influence without ownership. Swiss traders earn fortunes by facilitating the exchange of goods they never touch, leveraging their expertise and networks to stay ahead in a fiercely competitive market. From behind closed doors, Switzerland quietly directs the flow of global resources, an invisible empire whose reach extends to every corner of the world, shaping economies and lives in ways most people never see. To protect its wealth, Switzerland became a fortress, literally. The Porcupine Strategy make invasions so costly that no one dares try. Bridges and tunnels are rigged with explosives. Bunkers dot the Alps. Mandatory conscription means every Swiss male is a potential soldier, ready to defend neutrality. This obsession with security built a brand Switzerland as the world's safe haven. In times of crisis, capital floods into Swiss francs and assets, keeping the currency strong and inflation low. The promise. Your money is safe here, not just by law, but by national will. The fortress mentality is the ultimate insurance policy for Swiss wealth, The Swiss model isn't invincible. After 2008, global pressure forced Switzerland to end banking secrecy, exposing hidden wealth and eroding its unique selling point. Scandals like the collapse of Credit Suisse shattered the myth of Swiss infallibility. Commodity traders face scrutiny for corruption and environmental harm, making the invisible empire uncomfortably visible. Even the Porcupine Strategy feels outdated in an era of cyber war and global sanctions. But Switzerland adapts. It's now a hub for crypto, sustainable finance, and philanthropy. The Swiss are building new pillars for a world that no longer values old secrets. Reinvention is the real Swiss tradition. So, how does a country with nothing have everything? Switzerland's story is one of ruthless pragmatism, turning every constraint into an advantage. No resources, export mercenaries, then financial services, landlocked, focus on value, not volume, no patents, copy, then innovate. No coastline? Become the world's broker. Switzerland built its fortune by providing what others wanted but wouldn't admit: secrecy, safety, and discretion. It's a model built on transactional trust, not morality. The Swiss leveraged geography, neutrality, and cynicism to become the world's vault. Their wealth wasn't a miracle, it was engineered. Switzerland's story is a masterclass in creating wealth from nothing but strategy. But what happens when the world demands transparency? If you enjoyed this deep dive, check out my next video on Norway, a nation that got rich the honest way. And if you want to build your own wealth, check the link in the description for tools and tips. Like and subscribe if you found this valuable. It helps more than you know. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.